Welcome to another episode of G.E.N Talks hosted by me, Melissa,
And me, Desiree.
where the goal is to empower the youth of Glendale and connect youth to community resources, individuals, and organizations through interviews and discussions.
And today we are joined by a special guest, Shany Monroy. Shany is a Salvadorian and Guatemalan lifestyle and beauty influencer, content creator, actress, and singer based in California. Her content is based on beauty, skincare, and fashion, and how to express yourself in those ways.
Don't forget to follow us on our social on Facebook and Instagram at MyGlendaleLAC. Don't forget to also listen to us on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to podcasts from at G.E.N Talks. Also, make sure to give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Glendale Library Arts and Culture, where we post full episodes every Friday at 4:30 p.m. Thank you, Shany, for taking the time out of your day to talk with us. We have a lot to discuss.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. So to start off the interview, I want to take it back to when you started social media. What was the motivation behind it all?
So I lived in Arkansas and I was about like 11, 13 around the time. I was really young. I didn't really have friends because my only friends were like my family. So, and they all lived in California. So I lived in Arkansas and I was just bored in my room. And I just started making videos. I didn't really think they would like pop off basically. So I would just make them. I would make them for like years. And then I moved back to LA because that's like where I was born. I moved back to LA and then my mom wanted to have a quinceañera for me. And so I was like, oh yeah, I want to have a quinceañera. And at the time my mom was like really into like being a manager because she was like a manager for my sister and she wanted to be a manager for me. So like she started looking for like auditions for like 15-year-olds. And then she saw that they were looking for like a girl in her having her quinceañera. And so like she told me to audition and we like went through this like whole casting process and then I got it. And then it kind of like took off because I started with YouTube and then like Instagram and like I didn't have TikTok, but like just Instagram. So like it kind of just blew up from the shows and stuff like that. Have you guys heard of My Dream Quinceañera?
Yes,
I think she has.
Yeah, so that's kind of like where it blew up. But I started around like 11, 13 because I didn't really have any like friends or anything like anyone to talk to.
How have you seen your relationship with social media change since you began?
I feel like it's been like a positive and negative because when I started, not a lot of people were doing it and it was more fun. But now it's become like work and I love it still. Like, don't get me wrong, I love it, but it's become more negative because now there's more people on social media and there's more like opinions. And so like I've gotten like crazy like comments on my videos, like said, I'm going to hell or like stuff like that. It was just like, are you serious right now? So I think that switch where it was more fun and now it's just more work. And that's what I think it is. Yeah.
And you talked about this a bit, but like in your bio, you mentioned how once you turned 15, you were able to express yourself more. Was it nerve-wracking for you? And how did you approach self-expression once you turned 15?
That's a good question. I love that question. If in my house, like culture, in my Hispanic culture, we weren't allowed to wear makeup or date or wear heels or get our nails done until we turned 15. And that's like kind of like that was like my way out in a way to like I wanted to express myself in my makeup and in the way I dressed. And I would do it before, but right when I turned 15, I went full on, started playing with makeup and like expressing myself in my clothes. And I'm like really grateful for that because I got to see like the transition, like from young girl to like young like woman. And I was really grateful for that transition. But yeah, I think that's like the way like it happened. Mm-hmm.
You have also been part of 2 different reality shows. What was that experience like going into those shows at such a young age?
Oh my God. I was first really excited, super excited when I was starting, 15, because I felt like, oh, people want to know what I'm doing, like I was really excited about that. But then, that's such a good question. Like I was excited, but it also became like a job towards the end. And basically, like I said in the beginning, because it was a lot of reality in the beginning, but towards the end it wasn't, and that's where it became like more of a job, you know.
And I guess, what did you learn from those experiences, and how did you the transition from ending those and then moving on to doing your own thing? How was that like?
I learned a lot from those shows because I learned how to work on set and how to act on set, and I got to do like a lot of acting, like improv stuff. And it really helped me build like my YouTube channel and like my Instagram. So it really taught me a lot about how to work social media and like what to put out on social media. So I really liked that. And like I take that with me now. Like, oh, I learned all this and I have all these connections now. And I'm still really grateful for the network I work with, because I still keep in contact with them. But you know, having those connections now really benefit me because I kind of have like I have kind of more an advantage now because I did that at a young age and now I can still continue to do that. And because of that, like because of having those like reality shows at such a young age now, like I'm working with this new like YouTube channel, like this new network called like Yasmiha, and they want to film me and my husband like cooking in our kitchen. So now we have our own cooking show, and I think that's really cool because of those connections. I got to have that. So that is like something that I really appreciate on, you know.
So you also created your own business, Stargirl Beauty. How did that come to be?
Oh my gosh. So if you guys followed me, I went to FITM and I, you know, changed my major to beauty and marketing and product development. And that was like the best decision I ever made. My sister, like I grew up with my sister, like she would do makeup. She does makeup for a living. She does the makeup for the Disney princesses at Disneyland.
Oh, wow.
So like, I'm like, I grew up around makeup, right? And it was like, okay, I want to do something with my sister, and learning all this stuff at, you know, FITM, like about clean beauty and like sustainability and stuff like that. I knew I wanted that, you know, to be together. And it was always hard. I felt like as a Hispanic, like darker skinned girl, I'm not that dark, but like I'm pretty dark. I always had a hard time finding my favorite shades of makeup, or even if I did, they were just always sold out, or they just weren't like what I wanted in like a product. So my sister and I like kind of like took all those like ideas and opinions and decided to like start our own makeup business. So we started like the end of 2019, but because of the pandemic, it was so hard to like get stuff out. We wanted a vegan matte liquid lipsticks, but we couldn't get them because they were, you know, wherever, you know, I don't know where they were. So we ended up launching October 30th 2020, and it was really hard because I had to market it, because I did the marketing and my sister contacted the vendors. So I had to market it like really smart because nobody was wearing lipsticks at the time. Like everyone was wearing masks. So I had to say like your go-to quarantine lip, or like a matte liquid lipstick that doesn't stain your mask. And I just had to like really play with it because it's been hard. It's still even hard to sell like lip products now. But yeah, but we're on like our 1, 2, 3. We have like 4 products out now since the launch, and that's like pretty cool. And we have like more things coming, and it's really exciting.
As a business owner, what have you learned throughout the journey?
Man, you guys have really good questions. But this is fun. I like this. What have I learned? It's been a lot. I feel like I learned a lot, but I feel like it's everything's changing so fast. Like the pop-up markets that small businesses are doing, that wasn't in like last year around this time. So now like I had to learn, oh, I need to do this and stuff like that. So I think I'm just learning to like find my niche, I guess. I know my target audience, but I think it's like finding like our purpose and like why we're different, you know. I think that's something I'm learning right now. And even though I know social media, it's different, like trying to like promote a product and promote yourself, you know.
And fashion has been a big component in your life. How has your fashion evolved?
I know a lot of people used to make fun of the way I dressed when I was in Life After 15, because I would wear blue lipstick and I'd wear like crazy heels. And I still like don't regret that. I'm still really proud of the way I dress because like nobody was doing it at the time. and I didn't care about like people not liking my outfit. But I think I just like matured more, and I feel like I still have that like style, like where it's different, but like it's still like trendy in a way. That makes sense. My closet is so gross right now. I'd show you guys, but it's so embarrassing. I just want to like I just want to dress just like I know a lot of people like get scared to dress like crazy or whatever, but I like it. I feel like that's what I'm like the most like me. And I always try to dress like that, but I still have like an older, more like stronger. I try to add those like elements into like how I dress, you know?
So you also attended FITM. How was that experience like, and what is something that you learned at your time at FITM?
I actually really enjoyed my time at FITM, and I'm so sad that I graduated because it was just so much fun. But I probably say because the teachers were great, obviously, but I think the thing that like hit me more was like the networking and having all the connections with students. Like having those connections really are helping me now, because now they're the ones that are helping me promote my brand. They're the ones that are telling me, oh, you should do this for do these hashtags or post these reels, you know? They're the ones that are helping me now, and I'm like really grateful for that, like those connections that I had.
And you also mentioned this before, but you have a new cooking show with your husband. So can you talk a bit more about how this opportunity came to be?
Yeah. So some of the producers from Awesomeness TV decided to make their own network, and it's called Yes Mija. Yes, yeah, it's called that. And they like called me and a couple of other girls from Life After 15 and asked us if we wanted to do our own show. I was a little hesitant at first because I was scared that it was going to be like the first couple of shows where it started becoming like fake. But then they gave us, me and my husband, they gave us creative control to make what we wanted to make. And I think that's what like sold us, you know? It's not even about like money or like drama. It was about like having that creativity, you know? And so it was super quick. Like my husband and I came back from our honeymoon in like the beginning of April, and then we started filming like the next week, and then we filmed like 3 episodes, and then we're still filming them now. And yeah, I think it's like a lot of fun. You guys should watch it. We're having like a premiere today too. It's fun.
Oh,
Exciting.
yes. So becoming a social media creator, like it's exploded. Your social media has exploded the past couple of years. How has that journey been like, seeing the growth of your social media?
It's like ups and downs, because I have like that thing where I compare myself to people, and that's so bad, you know? Like the more you get bigger, the more I compare myself to other people. But I wouldn't say like I like completely grew, because like during like the pandemic, I kept going down and down and down. I think now I'm starting to like build myself and like know who I am, but it's just been a lot of work, honestly. Like being an influencer, I thought it was like easy, you know, a couple of hashtags, post, but it's not. Like I meet people that they like post 30 hashtags in your niche, have a long caption. I'm like, are you serious right now? Like I don't want to, but I have to, you know? So I think it's crazy. Like seeing, I think, you know, what's crazy is I think it's seeing like the change of social media from when I was 16 to now that I'm 22. Like I didn't have to do all this. I think that's the crazier part, but I'm still like really grateful because I get to do this like every day, you know? I get to talk to you guys.
And how do you tackle this new wave of TikTok, and what platform do you prefer to use?
I actually really like TikTok. I think TikTok is where people get to see my personality. Like I'm silly and I like to make people laugh, and I love fashion, and I think that's where I get to show it. But Instagram, I have to show like a perfect life. And that's I like Instagram, but it's more work, and TikTok is just more fun. And I think it was pretty easy for me to like get on the TikTok like trend, you know, because I know like when I first got on, it was like all about dancing. I remember that. So that was like pretty fun, but like now I appreciate that it's like everything, you know, anyone could post anything. So I like it. It's fun. And yeah, it's my favorite social media.
So you have also worked with many brands. What is that process like, and how do you choose the right brand to work with?
So I basically start off with what brands do I want to work with, and then I'll like format an email and then like I'll usually keep that same format and I'll send it to all different types of brands, and then I'll like kind of wait, and then I'll go on like websites that like offer like brand sponsorships and stuff like that. But it's usually pretty easy. I recently started learning about like rates, and like I knew about like your rate and what it's supposed to be, but I never knew what my rate was supposed to be. So that's like one thing like some FINM students were helping me figure out. So I think that like that's kind of the hardest part in a way, like knowing your rate. But usually like working with a brand, it's pretty easy because nowadays they just want to accommodate you, and it's more fun. But I think just like trying to be creative and be like, how am I gonna like promote this product without it being like super like cringy and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's become a lot easier now, because like all these brands want like influencers now, like doesn't even matter how many followers you have, everyone wants influencers. So it's become a lot easier, but I think just knowing my rate and kind of like sometimes brands take like a month to pay you back, and that whole month just waiting, that's the hard part, I'd say. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
And how do you yourself brand yourself, and any tips for anyone wanting to start a journey in the social media space?
Oh my gosh, that is a good question. I still am struggling with like branding myself, but I guess I when I go to like events, they ask me like, oh, what type of content do you make? So I had to like figure out like a sentence, like, okay, you need to say this. So I kind of try to brand myself like I make fashion and beauty videos, but I also try to shed a light to the Guatemalan community because I am half Guatemalan. And that's something that I've been really into lately, just like like researching my culture, and like because I used to go there when I was younger. So like figuring out like doing my research about my culture, and just like shedding a light to them, because I've met a lot of like Guatemalan influencers, and it's like a small little group of us, but yeah, it's like really cool seeing.
How do you balance life outside of social media with social media?
That's hard. That's like I'm on my phone 24/7, and I think I'm trying not to do that, but I have like a schedule for myself. So I'll wake up at like 8:30, I'll like drink coffee, and then I'll get on my computer, answer some emails, and I kind of do like a 9 to 5. From 9 to 5, I'm filming, I'm answering emails, but after that, I'm done. And I try not to get on social media or my email. And if I do get on social media, I try to turn off that mentality where like, oh, I should do this for my brand. Oh, this is nice I should do this. Like I try not to do that. I'll like turn that switch off, and then like, oh, I'm on social media for entertainment. So I think like that's kind of like how I like balance it, but it's really hard because like it's everywhere. Like that's all I think of. And yeah, and like I run other social medias, so like I have to like figure out a schedule for those social medias too. That's really hard.
And how do you stay true to yourself while also pursuing all of this?
I don't want to get cringy, but I try to stay connected to God. And I'm a Christian, and I know not a lot of people are Christians, and that's okay. But like that's kind of one way that I try to stay true to myself, because I remember in the beginning I was so mean and conceited, and like I was like, oh, you're not on social media, okay, like I thought I was the bee's knees. And then I think around like before the pandemic, I started reading the Bible, and I think that's what really humbled me, because I've met a lot of influencers that are just so mean, and I'm just like, I really try not to be like that. Like I just try to be like who I am, and like I try to be surrounded by my family too. That helps me a lot. My husband humbles me so much because he's such a calm person. He's a Virgo, I'm a Pisces, so like it works out. Like, he is so calm, and I'm so crazy, and he humbles me. So that really helps too. Like he fills in the holes. And I met him at church, and I think that was really God sent, because like if I didn't go to that church, I would have not gotten married. So like it's, yeah, I think it's like all those things combined. I think you need a good team, a good like people around you, and you just need to like not you guys, but like I need something like higher than me to like keep me humble. Yeah.
That's so funny because I'm a Virgo, but my sister's a Pisces.
Really?
Yes, I think personally, I think I am a lot calmer than she is because sometimes she's like, I'm like, oh, you're mad. Like, no.
No, my sister's a Virgo and I'm a Pisces, and like it works.
Yes.
Like it works.
Right.
Yeah.
But it took a long time for this
Yeah.
me and her to work.
Yeah.
So do you see yourself doing social media long term, or do you like at one point want to step away from it? You're also an actress and singer, so like those two avenues, like is that something that you want to pursue more in the future?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I want to do social media for the rest of my life. It's so much fun. It works for me, and it works well for me, but I do really want to pursue acting. That's something I've been doing that since I was like 9 years old. And I love singing. I sing at my church. I'm in the worship team. And I'm starting to film covers like with one of my friends. We just help each other with our YouTube channels, and we're gonna film covers. But I think if anything, I'm glad, I'm like really grateful that I have my brand like Stargirl, because like if anything, that's what I'm gonna hold on to, and that's what I have, and it's doing really well, and like I really hope that it continues to do well.
And to you, what does it mean to be a Latina content creator? And what do you hope people feel or say if they either watch your TikToks, YouTube videos, or buy something from Stargirl Beauty?
Oh my gosh, I love that question. I know a lot of people that are like Latino that come up to me and they're like, I used to watch your quinceañera videos. Like you helped me like get through depression. Like I had my quinceañera because of you and stuff like that. And just hearing that just really like makes me like feel like, wow, like I have such like an influence. Like I really need to like take it more serious. And I just really want to be there for people that go through those things. And I don't want to like, I'm not bashing anyone that does this, but I don't want to be like the stereotypical hot Cheeto eating, like Latina. But it's so funny though. Like I think those are funny,
Yeah.
but like that's not what I want to be. And I just want to be so I want to show people that like I'm Salvadorian and Guatemalan. Like not a lot of people like in the Hispanic community really connect with Salvadorians and Guatemalans. And I want to show them that if I'm these two things, and I'm doing it, you guys can do it too,
So before we end, we have some rapid fire questions. The first question is, what is your favorite color?
Oh, my favorite color is green.
When are you the happiest?
Well, I'm probably the happiest when I'm doing what I love or when I'm with my bunnies. I have two bunnies, Matcha and Chai.
Oh, that's so
The
cute.
names.
Yeah.
So knowing what you know now, what advice would you give your 18-year-old self?
Oh, I'd probably say just humble yourself and be grateful. Like, yeah.
If you could have 3 people dead or alive for dinner guests, who would they be?
Oh my gosh. That's good. Bad Bunny, Harry Styles, and my husband. And we're all gonna talk.
What is a song that you have on repeat currently?
Oh my gosh, can I have 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys listen to Harry Styles?
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, you look like you listen to Harry Styles. I have the song Night Talking. What is it called?
Oh, late night.
I have no idea.
Late night talking, right? Yeah.
Talking. And the Moscow Mule from Bad Bunny.
Okay. Okay.
Bad Bunny.
Yeah. So random. Did you get Harry Styles tickets?
No, I couldn't, but I got Bad Bunny tickets, so at least one of
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's good. That's good.
them.
What do you want your legacy to be?
I'd probably say that I want people to say like, oh, she was super I don't know, that she had really cool outfits and she was and she did so much. Like she wore so many hats and she was just a bright light.
Thank you so much, Shany. We learned a lot about you. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to sit down with us and talk. Can you let everyone at home know about any upcoming projects and where they could connect with you?
Thank you guys for having me. I had so much fun talking to you guys. I guess they can keep up with me and my husband on our cooking show named Shany's Kitchen on Yes Mija, and just continue to support small businesses and Latinx businesses, and just, you know, follow me on all my social medias.
Awesome. Well, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. It was such a pleasure having you on here.
Yes.
And thank you.
I love this. Thank you so much. I hope
Thank you.
it goes
No,
well for
thank
you
you.
guys.